Hey Osu gamers, Osu? I think I should say Os? That sounds weird. I wanted to make a video discussing a topic that will sort of cover a few different topics I wanted to bring up, but couldn't think of a way to do so, and that is the importance of warm-up in Osu, and everything that goes along with that. Things that can help, ways to do it, and why it's important for improvement, longer play sessions, etc. So obviously, like most of you, the first thing that I do when I hop onto Osu is immediately load up Big Black DT and usually go ahead and aim for about 1200 combo or so. Okay, well, actually that's not the case, and while I could make this video about specific maps to help you warm up, I think I want to focus more on why it's important, beyond just the maps that you play. I've always found warm-up and training as well in Osu as something that's really interesting, because it's so different for so many different players at all different levels of play. Some high-ranking players seem like they can just hop on and stream their fastest, and have super high stamina and immediately grind out crazy scores, but definitely not all of them, and definitely not everyone. For me, if I'm hopping on Osu and I want to get like a crazy DT pass on some 9-star map, I'm going to warm up for my eyes and hands so that that's possible, and so that I don't strain myself. On that note, before getting into ways to warm up other than just the maps that you play, I want to say that having a warm-up session at the beginning of whenever you play Osu, depending on if you're playing stream maps or high AR, it's like having a dedicated training session for that specific thing you're warming up for. Which I guess is obvious, you know, you get on Osu, you play more, you play maps, and you end up getting better, you end up training. But I feel like if you specifically see your warm-up session as I'm training high AR, I'm training low AR, I'm training stream stamina, speed for that dedicated warm-up time, obviously not only that's preparing you for that specific session, but in the long term, that's permanently improving your skills for those specific things. I think seeing warm-up as a multitude of things that can help you can really put you in a good mindset as you play and at the beginning of your play session, leading to a better session and more confidence. So now is when I want to talk about other factors that you can incorporate into your warm-up or your Osu playtime in general to help you out and prevent things like strain, mind block, and just getting upset about how you're playing on a certain day. So what does that mean? Well, beyond the maps that you play to warm up and how that helps, there's a big part of warm up and something that I think everyone should incorporate into their Osu sessions, and that is stretching. Can I just say for a second how I never thought that I'd be in a situation where I'm making an Osu video and I'm saying the sentence that this is something people need to incorporate into their Osu sessions? Quality content. Rsi stretches, carpal tunnel, wrist stretches, etc., all of that are extremely helpful in my experience and from those who I've heard from who do those things often. Not only are they preventative measures against things like RSI, but they can also help you play better after doing them. I'll go over a few stretches that really help me in a second and talk more about it, but first I want to say how it's not necessarily as if all of these stretches are going to immediately make you a god after doing them. It's more of a long-term and preventative thing. But placebo is very powerful. Osu is a mental game in many ways, and part of that is how stretching and doing those preventative RSI stretches before you start playing, while expecting them to be something that's going to help you, can really help, even if it's a placebo. You can then use that placebo effect to play better and feel more confident, because in the end, if you're playing better, whether it's because of actually doing the stretches or just because of placebo, you're still playing better. So what stretches am I talking about, and how do they help warm up, and why are they important for playing? Well, if you don't already know him, here's Dr. Levi Harrison, a self-proclaimed gamer and esports doctor. Oh, that is a fantastic title. He's gone over a lot of stretches in the past that are good for general RSI and strain prevention, as well as for playing Osu specifically. Happy Stick even had an interview with him a while back when Happy Stick streamed.
You know, summer's gonna come and go, but you take you wherever you go. Yeah. So you want to have a healthy, Happy Stick body, you know?
In this, they discuss a lot of things that can help with Osu, but instead of me here going over literally all of the stretches and things in their interview, I'll show the ones that I use. Of course, I'll be linking the video in the description, as well as a post on the Osu subreddit that has GIFs of all of the different stretches that Dr. Levi shows in the interview. But the stretches that I'm doing here are a huge part of my personal warm-up routine, and they help with various things, such as this stretch for streaming and stamina / finger lock prevention, which I really hope that I'm doing correctly. Doing a mix of these before and after play, and just in general, it's just like any other type of helpful stretch for your body that can prevent strain and give you that healthy, happy stick body. Most of these stretches I want to hold or repeat for about 15 to 30 seconds, and they're super easy to do, super quick to do. Obviously, it doesn't take that much time at all, and it can be really helpful. I would highly recommend doing these or other stretches that, again, will be linked in the description if you don't already incorporate them into just anything related to OSU or gaming. They can be really helpful. So, stretching and playing maps to warm up are both helpful and important for, well, warm up. And what else is there? Staying hydrated is a really big one. Hydration is key, not just for OSU though. Please no, not just OSU. Anything in life, you should stay hydrated. And another thing that's really important is your mindset. Now, I mentioned this earlier in the video, but when warming up or at the beginning of your play session, your mindset really matters. There's a whole other discussion to be had on how OSU is a mental game and how much your mindset can affect how you play, but there's already a video on that I will be linking in the description if you're interested. What I will say about your mentality, and going back to earlier points that I brought up, is that if you're going into your OSU session with confidence, it's a huge boost to how you play. If you found yourself being really negative towards yourself and affirming negative things, it's not going to end up leading to you playing very well or playing better. It very much depends on the person too, and how you are actually feeling mentally related to it. And, you know, you have Cookiesy, who many people would say is extremely negative with his focus on how he views himself in OSU, yet he's one of the best players. Definitely varies person to person, and there's so many factors that go into this. It's also not nearly as simple, obviously, as me just saying, remember guys, play OSU and be positive and you'll play well, and if you're negative, you play bad. And I can't really just say that, obviously. It's not as simple to say to someone, hey, just be positive now. But if you're able to find ways to get yourself to feel more confident, to get yourself to feel more positive at the beginning of your play session and go into that, train on not worrying about your combo or score accuracy or retrying as much just during your warm-up, I think can also be a huge boost during your play session and just in general with how you play on that day. And like what I said earlier, with stretches and trying to incorporate different things, even hydrating, that will allow you to feel more confident, that will allow you to feel more like, okay, I'm ready to play some OSU now, I feel really good about it. All that being said, you don't have to do any of this stuff. Again, there's a ton of people who don't do specific warm-up things and they still play really well. But for me, and what I would recommend, if you have the time, even if it's just for 10 minutes, I think warming up or incorporating some of this into your OSU play session can really help and is important. We're just about at the end of the video now, but before we get there, I realized that I'm inevitably going to be asked on like specific maps that I would recommend for warm-up. And I'm not really including that in the video, or I haven't because it wasn't really a focus of why warm-up is important. But before the video ends, I thought I'd quickly include a few maps that I do feel like are good warm-up maps, or a few general tips for finding them if you do have trouble finding a warm-up map. Generally, any map that you want to play that's related to what you want to warm up is a warm-up map. It can be your skill level, it can be way above your skill level, but some specific ones for me are practice packs. These are great, these element practice packs. I'll link them in the description as well as everything else I'll mention here. Another one is Jesse's classic Death Stream map, where the BPM increases as you play it. Super helpful. These burst stream practice maps as well, very similar thing. Anything that is like a lower star map that you can raise the AR and put on DT can help you with higher AR training. Anything like the Barking Mad Dog loved Blend S BPM changed sets can be really helpful as well. There's a ton of different things that can be good for you. Those are just a few of the ones that I've used, mostly for streams. For high AR, I'll generally just play some AR9 or above DT maps that are less farmy and more technical focused. There's a lot of different options that you can choose for specific warm-up maps, but just to cover that question, mention that, put some of those in the description as well, and there you go. So yeah, I just made, and you just watched, a video on warming up in Peppy's great circle clicking game that included advice from a certified doctor with a PhD, and never thought that would be something I do, but I hope you enjoyed. Consider subscribing if you haven't already, and give the video a like if you liked it. I've got more Osu content coming your way, and I hope you have a good one. Thanks for watching.
You want to have a healthy, happy stick body, you know?